Voice of the future.
Okay, thank you very much. Welcome, Godwill. Can you please introduce yourself, please?
Thank you for having me. Yeah, my name is Godwill Soma, and I am a African Australian, I would say, South Sudanese. I am a founder of a little platform called Pantheon, and I run a hotel business.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, Godwill. I saw you a lot. You have a lot of friends from the other African community, especially from Western Africa.
Yep.
Can you describe for us a little bit experience your relationship with them? Go ahead.
Okay, so to me, obviously, relationship is very important if you want to grow because you learn things from different cultures, different backgrounds, and different people. So when we first came to Australia, I plugged myself into not just connecting with other South Sudanese, but other Africans, other Australians, pretty much diverse range of friends because you learn something new from a different culture and different kind of people. So I have a very good relationships with, I'd say, some South Africans, some West Africans, Nigerians, Liberians, Senegalese, pretty much all the above. But yeah, I'm pretty open-minded and you learn a lot from them. So yeah.
Yes, that's wonderful. Can you please describe? You can compare between South Sudanese, as you are South Sudanese guys,
Yeah.
and the people from Western Africa. What do you feeling there in between them? What do you when you put in the compare between them?
Most of my if I'm gonna probably be very open about it, most of my West African friends that I've connected with are people that are very open-minded, very driven to achieve something, and probably that's one of the reasons why we connect with them. They are always striving to try and achieve some level of success, whether that might be in business or that might be in their personal life or that might be just whatever success looks like to them. They're very, they're aspiring to achieve this goal, and that's pretty much, I guess, one of the reasons why we connect. So it could be, trying to achieve success in sports, or trying to achieve success in their business that they're in the entrepreneurial journey, or trying to achieve success in their career. Either way, they're very goal driven, and they hustle, they work hard. They're not, they don't just sit there and talk about it and hang out with their friends. They do hang out with their friends, but they're very, very driven. So
Yeah.
I've noticed is that they're very driven as opposed to Africa, I guess I'd say Sudanese friends that I have.
Yes, absolutely. I know especially people from West Africa, particularly Nigeria, Ghana, and that country is more creative. It's very creative people. So that's be proud with that. My question is, why you doesn't transfer this good experience for your community? Yes, go ahead.
I have look. I have a few Sudanese friends that I'm very close with. That again, at the end of the day, there's a saying that goes, birds of a feather flocks together, right? So I look at people that are trying to achieve similar goals or same goals as me, regardless of where they're from, whether they're Sudanese, whether they're Australian, Nigerian, Liberian, whatever it is. Realistically, I surround myself with those kind of people that are trying to achieve the same kind of ambitious goals as I do. And some of my Sudanese friends that I actually hang out with, that I'm fairly close with, we're always working on something. We're always trying to build the next thing. So to us, we're thinking about, okay, what are we doing and how are we building an empire or something for our future and for our children, something that's generational, something we're always thinking about that. I don't have any friends that we just gather and we hang out with and we go and drink or smoke or whatever. I don't drink, I don't smoke, so to me that'd be fun. I don't have any friends that on a weekend will just gather, hang out and just have a drink. To me that's pointless. That's a waste of time. Other people might think that's different. I have a different opinion. I'm not interested in that, so that's why I don't surround myself with those kind of people.
Yeah, fantastic.
Bad thing, just saying it's not my circle.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely, that's right. I agree with you. Yes, let's go to main point. It's very important. We need to discuss with you about it, about the division.
Yeah.
Because as a South Sudanese now, people don't like us. You know, because people look at us like violence people.
Yeah.
And our community is not. Can you please tell us? Can you please tell your the audience now with watching you right now, as you have a good experience with Nigerian people or Ghanaian people more creative. You get some experience from them as well. What do you want to tell your community as well? The division people living.
Look, I think that it's like this. Sudanese people commit crimes against other Sudanese people. White people commit crimes against other white people. It's like you commit crimes against people that you know. There's no way that someone would randomly go and commit a crime against people that they don't know. Let's get into like what's happening in the media right now with the South Sudanese community. They're killing each other. Who are they killing? Other Sudanese kids. So they're killing their own people. So the truth is, the division is we divided ourselves from, I guess, other communities, but then within ourselves we have our own problems, and that leads to us creating enmities, hating each other, whatever the issues is, and then it escalates pretty quickly with, obviously, if you enhance it with alcohol, enhance it with drugs or whatever it is, it gets out of hand very, very quickly. So to me, I think, look, keeping to yourself is not a bad thing, but it's about how do you address your issues when they come, because issues will come within a community of people. It's not saying, like West Africans don't have problems or Ghanaians don't have problems, or they probably do, but we don't see it because they handle it in a way that's very discreet. They handle it in a way that's very mature. They handle it in a way that's not going to blow out of proportion, that you're not going to see on the news tomorrow, this happened or whatever. And I'm not saying it's never happened. It might have happened, but rare. It's very rare that you'll see it. But whereas with our people, it's almost every other weekend we're burying another young person. Every weekend, someone is being buried. And who killed them? Our own person. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah, very hard. Yeah. Absolutely. You're right. You're right. God will, because our people is not, I don't know exactly what is the problem coming from.
Yeah,
the single mothers or the fathers, multiple wives, something like that, polygamy.
So I'm gonna probably jump in here, and I'm probably gonna say this. So I have been working with a friend of mine. His name is John Hendry. He's tried to do a lot of things for the South Sudanese community in the last probably few years. He runs a relationship-based education program that he has run for multiple youth, like Aboriginal youth, other African countries, like East Timors and whatnot. He's been trying to get this into the South Sudanese community for a long time. And me and him connected because of my book Relationships, the one I published back in 2017. And he's been talking about the issue that we have in the Sudanese community is the relationship between the fathers and the children. Like, there is if you notice, the biggest problem we have is the relationship that's between the parents and the children is not there. Like, you would find that kids are doing their own thing, and I'm not saying that other communities have better relationship with their kids, but I think other communities are more intact and are more connected to their children as opposed to South Sudanese communities. Because if you think about it, in a standard Sudanese household, the mom is taking care of the children. It's, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 boys, 5 boys. Maybe there's 2, 3, 4 girls in there. The dad is God knows where. Sometimes he's present, sometimes he's not. And most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you'll find that the mom is struggling by herself. The dad is absent in the picture. And then I've got so many people that I know that are Sudanese. You didn't even know that they had a dad until you see a funeral of their brother or a funeral of their cousin, and the dad is flying from South Sudan to here. And you're like, wait, they had a dad the whole time? Like, that's the issue. Like, there's no male figure in the family. There's no relationship. And sometimes this kid is dead. He's probably never met his dad since it was like maybe 1 or 6 months or whatever it is. So the relationship is just not there between the parents and the children. It's been, and I've been saying this for years, that there is a gap of a relationship between the parents and the children, but nobody has cared to do anything about it. Not the community, not the community leaders, not the people that are getting community grants or whatever it is. No one is doing anything about it. People are just like, yeah, we do have this problem. But that's the thing with us Sudanese. We talk, we're like, oh yeah, we do have this problem, we're gonna go do this about it, and then 2 years later nothing is done. Oh yeah, we'll do this about it. 5 years later nothing is done, and the problem just grows.
Yes, so, you're right. I'll go back to the same thing about there is no relationship between children and family. There is a lot of big gap.
Yeah.
What in your experience? What do you want to tell our community how to deal with their children?
Build relationship with your children, because if you build relationship with your children, you can be able to protect them better if you have a relationship with them. But how do you build relationship with them? If you think about it, like, okay, let's be very real. In between us, the Sudanese communities, think about a family where the boys or the girls look up to their parents and have a good relationship with their parents, and think about what problems have those children gotten into, or how many times have those kids been, arrested or committed a crime or whatever. It's very rare if the parents have got good relationship with their children, because in those families there is always accountability, because the relationship with your child brings accountability. That means your child is now accountable to you as a parent, and if your child knows that he's accountable to you as a parent, he's less likely to go do something silly out there, like go carjacking or home invasion or whatever it is. They're less likely to go do these things because there's accountability in the picture. But if there's no accountability, they know they can go do whatever. If their friends are going to go do this, they're just going to go do it with them. And sometimes they're not even the bad ones. They just end up in the bad group. And then they're the ones, the not so bad ones that end up in the bad group are the ones that usually end up dead. And that's the problem. So
yeah, but there is a lot of research that people talk about and say about the polygamies, especially I don't want to mention another tribe, because we are all, at the end of the day, we say all of us are South Sudanese. Anything happen, if you're good, your family is good, you follow the direction, but another family do a stupid thing, all of us will be together.
You're all in the same boat.
The issue is, people said the issue with polygamies. Polygamy is the part that some tribe in South Sudan love this way. One husband, you have multiple wives.
But still, I don't think that's the problem. Even if you're polygamous, even if you have 10 wives, it's not about whether you have one wife, 2 wives, 10 wives. It's not about whether you have 1 child, 2 children, or 10 children. It's about, do you have a relationship with those children? And not only that, like, ask yourself this question, like, this probably better than me because you have kids. I don't. So think about it. How many kids do you know in the community that proudly look up to their parents? Proudly. How many do you know?
There is some of them. I can tell you maybe 45% or something like that. Okay. Just 50% sometimes. Okay. Some family, yes.
What percentage of that, out of that 50%, are involved in any criminal activity? The one that look up to their parents. It's very because they look up to their parents. Their parents are good people in the society, so therefore be like their parents. Whereas the ones that end up in the other side, and the other 50% where they're committing crimes, they're not looking up to their parents because their parents are not present, or there's no relationship with their parents. And if they don't look up to their parents and their parents are not present and there's no relationship with their parents, what usually ends up happening is they look up to their friends. Now their friends probably don't have parents or role models around, and they usually then end up looking up to other friends, seeing what they see on the internet, on TV, on video games, committing crimes, carjacking, this, and that's how they go down that path. It's lack of role model. They don't looking up to their parents, or they don't have a good uncle or whatever it is someone that they respect and like they want to be like, if that makes sense, in the community.
Yes, the issue is, Godwin, I agree with you, but the main point is some parents is very good. They look after their kids 100%, fathers and mothers. But the child himself go outside there to do something different. What do you think about this way?
Friends, everybody wants to fit in. Peer pressure. Like, okay, think about it this way. So I grew up in Australia. Growing up in Australia, the amount of peer pressure I face, just so because I don't drink, most of my friends drink. We'll go out. They want you to try a drink or do this, and you don't know what it will lead to, but it's the peer pressure. You want to fit in, you want to be with your friends. It's like they're idle, they're not doing much, they want to go hang out with their friends, and when they're hanging out with their friends, most of the time, how many times have you seen a kid that is a good kid at home, he goes to hang out with his friends, something happens, and then the parents just get a knock on the door, or your child is getting arrested, or your child is like whatever it is. It's the peer pressure of them hanging out with their friends, and then they get involved in these things. It's peer pressure. They want to fit in. But why do they want to fit in? Why do they want to fit into that particular group of friends? That's the question that we should be asking. It's because they don't fit in somewhere else. So if you're fitting in somewhere else, you wouldn't care about trying to fit into a group that, in your morals, it's incorrect. That's just the bottom line. So it's about, they're trying to fit into a group. They want to belong, obviously, because they don't belong somewhere else. They want to belong somewhere else. It's a human nature. Like, we have the desire to belong to a community.
Yes.
So Whether it's a community of criminals, a community of a gang, a community of whatever, sports team, we want to belong, right? So, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, let's go. Beautiful. Let's go to hear this short break, and then we're coming back soon as well.
Sure.
Yes, no worries.
From the heart of the world, are you listening and enjoying Gugu Radio? No matter what, keep your faith and values. Keep your trust and empathy. Gugu Radio, the voice of future.
Thank you very much, Godwill Soma. Again, we're back for our discussion in general about Africa and about South Sudanese. We just mix a lot of things. But there is a really point we need to talk about as well, the girls.
Yep.
We mentioned boy a lot. Boy done the crime.
Yep.
I saw a lot of young girls, South Sudanese girls. I saw them in the pub, especially in the city, drinking, smoking. If you ask how old are you, you say 15 years, 16 years, 17 years, do something terrible. What do you think as you are a young guy? What your advice for them, the people like this, especially girls?
Let me reverse it this way. If you when you were 15 or 16, like if you think about it, if you as a parent, if you have a 15-year-old daughter, why is your 15-year-old daughter at a pub? That's the question that the parents should be asking themselves. And if you don't know, why don't you know as a parent? Like, what's your job? Like, that's where the accountability, because the truth is, while we're talking about, if it comes to like, you know, like your kids getting out of control or whatever, the parents also lack accountability, because the truth is, all right, cool. You can say, I'm working, I'm doing this. That's why I don't know it. But you still have the responsibility. If you're working and you're earning all this money to take care of your children, but they end up in a pub doing drugs, doing this, then everything you're earning is pointless. Like, because you're doing it to take care of them, but you're not really taking care of them. Like, they're not there to be taken care of, if that makes sense. So I'd put the accountability to the parents. Like, the parents need to take responsibility for their sons, for their daughters.
Yes.
So, and not only that, like, if you see a 15-year-old at a pub and she's high or drunk or whatever, why is she there? At what time of the day? Why isn't she at school? If you're not at school, why aren't you at home learning something from your mom or from your auntie or from your whatever? Like, why? Because I remember when I was 15, 16 years old, like, we wanted to learn from our parents. Not only that, like, there was a lot of responsibility and accountability that our parents took upon themselves to make sure that, you know, we're not in the streets, we're not going to the pubs, we're not involved in certain things. It's the mentality of, like, let Australia raise the children. It's not working.
Yes, that's right.
It's not working, because I'm going to say it now, yeah? We're only at the beginning. You will see how bad it gets with the next generation and the next generation. Because 10 years ago, these people, there used to be just basic fights with each other. Like, there might be, you know, a little stabbing here, a little stabbing there. Now, it's stabbing here, stabbing there, a shooting here, a shooting there. In a few years' time, it's going to get worse. It's only going to escalate from here.
Yes. Okay, in your experience, just as a young guy, why you didn't go to make something campaign or something like that, advertise for the young people? Say, please, what you're doing now, guys, that's not good. Why didn't organize, for example, create organization or something like that, or deal with the South Sudan's community or Equatorial community, something like that? Why?
Because there's already enough of us out there. They're doing a mediocre job, so there's already enough of them out there that are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So, in reality, if you think about it, how many organizations are there that are established in the name of, like, Sudanese, getting funded by the government? And the question is, what are they doing? Because I don't want to set up. I don't want to be stepping into a place where I want to set up an organization and I want to help this. And to me, whatever youth that I find that are on the same journey as me, I'll mentor them. I'll work with them. I'll try to grow with them. And that's as far as it goes. Go in terms of, like, setting up an organization, so it's not the time for me right now. I don't have the time to go and do that at this stage of my life. That's the honest answer. I don't have time to
I know you're very new family now, new couple, so it's very difficult for you because you need to learn more about experience. Okay, before we're handing our program, just we need to talk general about the Equatorial community.
Yeah,
this is the part of our community as well. You know, the Equatorial community. You are one of the youth as well. A couple of years ago, you're active, but now you distance yourself. What is going on, Soma?
The Equatorian community, like, as much as my people, right? I was involved in the Equatorian community. I was involved in the executive youth leadership and all this. My whole thing is, if a community gathers, sits down, have a 3-4 hour meeting on a Saturday, talks about everything there is to talk about, and then do nothing about it for 2 months, for 3 months, for 6 months, it's a waste of my Saturday to go do that. I would rather go hang out with my friends on a Saturday. And this is not just me. Majority of the youth are seeing this. They would rather go hang out with their friends on Saturday, play video games, or talk about whatever, or watch soccer, than go to a community meeting that will start late, that will have no agenda, that will then create an agenda on the spot, or have a small agenda that will then expand to get big because people add things to it. And then everything will be spoken about. It will sound beautiful. And then when it comes to taking action, nobody wants to do anything. Nobody wants to take any action. So I distanced myself from the community. I remember this was like probably it would have been 2017, 18 when I was actively very involved. It was when I think it was during the time of David Wani when he was the executive chair. I was involved actively, and we spoke about so many things that we wanted to do. And the Equatorian community had a leadership change, and with that leadership change, out went the vision. With the vision gone, I guess we didn't end up having, like, there was nothing done about everything that we spoke about. We had great ideas, like, let's start collecting money so we can buy a community hall. We collected the money. Until today, I don't think there's an Equatorian community hall. Let's start doing this initiative for the youth. Until today, nothing is done. Like, there's a lot of talks, no action. And this is why I pull myself away. I'm like, pointless to keep talking about the same things and have no action being taken.
But do you have opportunity right now to go back again to active in community? Because community need people like you, because you have a good experience, good vision in future. Maybe you'll be the leader as well, because we try to connect with different people like you, like many of them. They say the same word. They say those people are talking too much and meeting, wasting our time. Rather than do my business, I don't want to go there. But the time now is coming. It's very clear. You need to help your community because a community needs you too. So what do you want to say for that?
I've been there, done that. Like, I've been the executive youth leader for the community back in 2017, 18. And I remember we tried to get the youth. We've done some things, like we've done a fair few activities to kind of rebuild the youth. Because if you see the Equatorian community, it's like ups and downs, right? It's like people will gather and then it will disperse and it will disappear and then it will gather again. And we tried to rebuild the youth and everything kind of came together a little bit slowly. And then everything fell apart. And I've been there, done that. To me, there's no point of devoting time in something that you see people, like, there's no action being taken. If we see some action being taken, let's say if the executive leadership of the Equatorian community, like I'm talking about the uncles, like the adults, right? If they're actively doing something, it will attract the youth, because at the end of the day, we still care. It's still our people. We still want to be involved. We still want to support them. But there's no project being worked on. Most of the things is just plans and talkings. So
yes,
in the future we will change. Maybe in the future we will change.
Yeah, thank you very much, Godwill Soma. I need to explain something by Arabic. And tabander wonu su taban de Godwill wa taban ne kan part of Equatorial community fi Melbourne, wa church person sinin al futudak lakin so anina very proud sanana nadwo tana lela sanu begin mena ne kaman bagda benakashu نشوف مستقبل بتاع إيكواتوريا بيكون شنو لأنه عنده good experience عنده أفكار كويس وبعدين محتاجين للشباب لسه كلمة رجال لأن زمان قال لي أننا Equatorians we are the blessing people more creative يعني إحنا يعني الناس بتاع unity وأننا الناس بتاع peace أننا ما ناس discriminate أننا بيحبوا دائما نعيشوا مع الناس كأننا بيعيشوا سوا زمان جي كلام بعربي ثاني تجربة معلش حتى لو أنا كانت جي ونسو إنجليزي طبعا هنا في أستراليا أنا كمان بونس إنجليزي sometimes أنا بونس عربي تجربة لأنه ده أننا كإيكواتوريا أننا طبعا nation إيكواتوريا is a nation إذا أنت داير وهل تما داير زولا داير أسمع هنا قال إيكواتوريا is not nation we are the nation because هنا عربي تجربة جي ونسو ده يعني لوكاتنا. Soma, you have 30 seconds. What do you want to say to the audience before? Yeah.
Nah, I just want to say thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity and the time to have a quick chat. I pray that, our people try to get it together. Like the parents, it's at the end of the day, you've taken the massive risk and dedication to bring your children all the way across the ocean to this country. You're at the last stretch to give them the best future. There's a lot of opportunities in this country. Instead of guiding them to the right opportunities, you dump them here and you leave them here to find their own way, and they always find the wrong way. So I think we just need to, as parents, just need to kind of try to finish the job, guide our children to the right things that we want them to achieve and want them to become. So because when they achieve these things, it's you guys that are going to be the proud parents, right? So and the community is going to be the proud community when they achieve these things. But if we don't guide them, if we don't support them, then we're just going to be attending funerals every weekend pretty much. So yeah.
شكرا كثير جدا Godwill Soma وانا بقول باي سامي باشا من استوديو بتاع جوجل راديو.
With years of experience, Google Radio has been broadcasting live 24/7, promoting culture and identity while empowering people to embrace their heritage and traditions across the nation. Google Radio, the voice of the future.